Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3 with me, Break It Down. Let's continue rummaging around down here. Some sheet music. An elegiac fugue in the key of D minor entitled Ode to the Oppressed. Plea of Rest. A hastily scrawled and slightly damp plea of rest, requesting to be freed of Ilmater's service for the duration of a 10-day, as the writer mourns Father Lorgan. Rites for the Passing. A book of Ilmatari death rites. This page on the turning is particularly dog-eared. There will come many a time, O worshipful tormented, they will have to comfort a faithless unfortunate as they pass from this life to the next. Or perhaps even more distastefully, you may be faced with the dying acolyte of a wretched god, keen to shirk the blasted afterlife awaiting them. The Lord on the rack grants us a great many powers, but altering the moral velocity of a soul is one we cannot shift on the deathbed. If one has lived a life of sin, their soul is bound for a sinful place, no matter their final protestations. However, it would do much more harm than good to tell them this. Ilmater does not forbid the speaking of untruth, no matter how much polite society deems the act. If it would spare the dying wretch some suffering as they pass, tell them that the weeping god awaits them with his balming embrace. Make them believe. Whatever torment their souls bear in the realms beyond, it remembers not their body, to spare them at least this final passing moment from hardship. On the Weary, Volume 1, Father Lorgan. A collection of Father Lorgan's writings on despondency. Perhaps the hardest suffering to ail is that which doles, but is not paying. Weariness sits deep within one's soul, but it casts its miring net across the surface, dampening all errant thoughts and feelings in its wake. Malaise of this sort can rot the heart, if left to fester, but must be extricated carefully. Above all else, the weary soul knows itself better than you can. Do not condescend, do not assume, do not impose. Simply avail yourself as a tool to the weary. Let them know you can be used however they might need.
Best be on my way. Something over there. What's that? Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
An awful lot of rotten food for a place that's still inhabited. And they keep their onions in a fruit basket. The ladder takes us back up. This should just be an extra room then, right?
Here lies Satida Atana, born 1411 DR, died 1485 DR. Here lies Reloric Windbane, born 1399 DR, died 1486 DR. Here lies Sister Shira Clarwin, date of birth unknown, died 1491 DR. The amulet spirit's granddaughter. She's already gone.
I guess we need to talk to that guy. I don't remember this coming up either. Maybe I should talk to the Night Song and see what's going on there. It's so updating as if we haven't found out who killed Father Lorgan already. Keep wanting to say Logan.
Darling Shira, faithful to the crying god, long didst I wait, only to find thine empty flesh. Gone thou might be, alas. Honored Shira, her spirit hath fled, and her body but merely a husk. Swear I did to shed this foul mania and bestow it upon Shira. She was to endure, to suffer, as was her god Ilmata's wont. Who now shall bear the madness Shah has wrought on me, so I might no longer suffer? Oh, shall it be thou?
Ponder what you know of the monk's affliction. What are the consequences of accepting it? Nice.
The monk himself holds your answer. Tasha's hideous laughter is a powerful skill, but earning it may come at the cost of wisdom.
And what happens if I say yes?
Thou shalt know the extent of Shah's mania, Tasha's hideous laughter at thine beck and call. But at what cost? Who might say?
The zombie laughing is hilarious. Like his mouth isn't large enough to actually smile. Yeah, the right thing to do is option 1. If it'll bring you peace, I'll bear the madness.
Your muscles tingle and your mouth twitches as the laughing madness spreads through you. The madness tugs at your mind, prods in places best left untouched. You feel your wisdom begin to drain.
Let's go with the Constitution. Still yourself and guide the sensations elsewhere.
You remain wise as ever, even as Shah's madness spreads outward. You giggle, struck by the absurdity of the moment. A spirit hiding inside an amulet has brought you to the body of his granddaughter and possessed it. Outrageous. Ridiculous. Once again, you feel your wisdom draining away. Hilarious. What is it?
Hold firm. You make this curse a gift. Do not surrender your wisdom.
The urge to laugh dwindles. Though you can't help but chuckle. You withstood the monk's madness and earned Tasha's hideous laughter.
My friend, forgive me, for this mind was not mine own. May laughter be thy gift, never thy curse. The morning Lord calls. Canst thou feel the warmth of his blessing? This is not my final twilight, but a new dawn. Farewell.
The corpse is an empty husk once more. The monk, liberated from madness, is finally at peace.
He's gone. Well, he was always good for a laugh.
Here lies Flintster Sunseeker, born 1400 DR, died 1456 DR.
Alright, well, let's continue exploring this cave. So the amulet lost all of its powers. When we started this fight, there was a hole that popped up. Here it is. Oh, this must be Balor's dagger. Steelmaker. It's a +2, grants hold person. The dagger's twisting blade is designed to nick the flesh as many times as possible, allowing its paralytic poison to flow effortlessly into any unfortunate target.
Never a dull moment.
A walnut. Oh good, we're finally making progress. Wants me to get back and investigate the crime scene. I feel like we're a little past that already. Cloud kill. I don't see a vent immediately.
Call and I answer. Oakfather east the road.
So we can't blow it away, I'm assuming. There's a source somewhere over here.
I'm ready.
I still take damage from area spells. Darn it. Well. Just go up there. There we go. That works for me. Let's find something to throw on top of that. Maybe a bottle will work. It's hoping that a gust of wind would at least give us a temporary reprieve from this cloud kill effect, but
No time to rest.
oh, there's another vent somewhere as well.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
I think it's worth going over here, though. I didn't see any failed perception checks or anything, so I think we're all set to head on back.
Looks like these people were trying to hide in the tunnels here.
Rather unsuccessfully, it has to be said.
I think it had to be said. Request for alms. Please, Father Lorgan, Rector Yanis, if any food to spare, our stomachs yow at night like kicked dogs. Carrots, apples, lemon crunch, and onion if that's what you've got. Yours, Thuldra Thuldrin. Dear Mrs. Priest, this letter is written in the careful but erratic hand of a newly learned writer. Mom says I need to say thank you more, so thank you. Thank you for telling off that nasty woman who was shouting all those nasty things at me. That's 3 times I've wrote thank you now. 4. So I think Mom will be happy. One more thing. Did you see my teddy anywhere? I think I dropped it during all the shouting. Tenets of the Broken God. This prayer book is blotted with tear stains, and a few of the pages bear the mark of frequent consultations. Adage 27. In the face of aversion, persevere. In the face of aggression, endure. In the face of one who is suffering, comfort. Adage 33. The broken God must shed his tears, for without he would be heartless. Likewise you will cry, you will weep, you will feel the lamentations cutting upon your shoulder blades. Adage 92. This entire entry has been scratched out in frustration. So he can't climb down those. Okay. Not the first time he's been stuck next to one.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Here I was thinking Scratch was smarter than your average bear.
I've said all I have to say already. Now I just want to pack up my kitchen and leave.
But why are you packing up your kitchen?
Soup kitchen's no good if we've no one to feed soup to. Besides, Father Lorgan's gone. Murdered. And now they're blaming a refugee for it.
Can you think of anyone who'd want to kill Lorgan?
Some folk didn't like how he looked after the refugees. But I don't think they'd kill him for it. At least, I hope they wouldn't. That's a scary thought. Look, I need to finish up here. Lots of soup to clean up. Blood, too.
I found this key in the cellar. Any idea what it opens?
Looks like a room key, maybe? Nothing in here, that's for sure. Look, I need to finish up here. Lots of soup to clean up. Blood, too.
I found intruders in the tunnels. It got messy.
Oh, good. More blood to clean up, I suppose. Look, I need to finish up here. Lots of soup to clean up. Blood, too.
Why not? We are his adherents. Who would know if not us?
I have all the evidence I need.
Nice. Soups of the Realms by Brother Donick.
Details.
A selection of soups have been outlined in the sticky, often splattered pages of this missive. Dip in soup. Sometimes you've got nice bread. Nothing's better than dipped bread. Mash a healthy chunk of tomatoes, nice and pulpy, in a pot, getting rid of the skins if you can be bothered. Cut half an onion. Slap a couple garlic cloves with your palm. Grab a couple herbs if you got them. Dried will do. Cut a small chunk of lard or other fat. Crack some salt and pepper. Add to the tomatoes. Heat your pot for half an hour or so until thick and dippable. Pick out your chunks of onion, lovely snack, and garlic, smelly snack, and taste for seasoning. Taste for pleasure with some nice bread, a hunk of cheese, or just scoop with your hands if that's all you got. Potato chowder. Look, if all you've got is potatoes, you've got to make potato soup. This chowder makes it not horrid. 1. Put your lard in a pot, a chunky one mind. When it stops being lard and starts being hot lard, add any good smelling veggies, leeks, garlics, onions that you've chopped all thin. Please salt this so it doesn't taste of nothing. 2. When it's soft and good smelling, chuck in any flour you've got and stir the mixture so it don't burn. Note for me, it's very important to not burn it. Emphasize. 2.5. Please do not let it burn, that'd be rubbish. 3. If you're fancy and have wine, or have a generously stocked temple wine cellar nearby, add a bit of it now and cook it off. When it's gone, add some wedge potatoes and a lot more liquid. Not wine this time, you'll have a headache the next morning. 4. Cook it for half an hour or so till the potatoes are nice and tender, and mash some of them up in the liquid. If you got any cow products, cheese, milk, and the like, add them now for extra delicious results. Lo, a most joyous sensation.
I have all the evidence I need.
To the eyes of Father Sormel of the Open Hand Temple only. Field Report, Benton the Devout, Marpenoth 12, 1368 DR. Today, a roughshod group of adventuring sorts happened upon my little patch of Firewine Bridge, so I naturally espoused the benefits of our shattered saint unto them. Can you conceive what they said to me? Ark suffer.
Blood to make a believer out of anyone.
After I had warned them of the evils of the most perverted of magics, this group of degenerates claimed to house sorcerers. Sorcerers. They would not heed my warnings about this degenerate magic, nor would they cast off all earthly belongings and join our flock. The feeling in the pit of my stomach as they cast pitying eyes across my pathetic form. What exquisite, holy suffering.
I don't teach you how to pray, so don't teach me how to investigate.
Kitchen. Visitors kindly keep to common areas. Food will be served at meal times.
Order of
I have all
Ilmatari
the
Service.
evidence I need.
You don't even have the murder weapon.
Details.
A mass book used by the Broken Gods congregation during regular services. There are a lot of hymns about self-flogging scattered throughout the tome. Valeria and Sister Yanis.
I still can't. Look, investigator. Brilgor might have been a criminal, but he was no murderer. You're missing something. You have to be.
Enough, Yanis. Listen to yourself. You are defending a man who ritually slaughtered your high priest. The evidence speaks for itself. Brilgor killed Father Lorgan, then, be it out of shame or profane duty, offed himself with the same blade. Case closed, Sister Yanis.
Shitey little elephant. Oh, I apologize, stranger. Language like that hardly befits a rector of Ilmater.
Sounded like you were having quite the disagreement.
You could certainly say that. 2 people just died on temple grounds. Our high priest, Father Lorgan, and one of the new refugees, Brilgor. Investigator Valeria thinks it's a murder and is content to blame Brilgor, the politically convenient target.
You doubt her verdict. I'll investigate, see where the true blame falls.
Feel free to look around the temple. But fair warning, the investigator won't change her mind without significant new evidence.
Where can I find the investigator?
Charetta's Caress would be my best bet. That's her usual haunt after closing a case.
Any idea what I should be looking for?
Valeria never found the murder weapon, so that could be a start. Anything disproving the refugee murder-suicide angle, really.
I best get going.
I really hope you find something. For all our sakes. How goes the search?
I need to know where the bodies are.
Logan's in the room behind us, with Sister Rose. Brilgor's buried out back, through the kitchen and the dormitories.
What do I need to prove Brilgor's innocence?
Valeria never found the murder weapon. That would be definitive proof that they missed something.
Here's the murder weapon. It was in some secret tunnels under the temple.
That's it! Proof that Valeria missed something. They'll have to listen to you now. If you can convince them of Brilgor's innocence, then perhaps Ilmater could shed one less tear this day. How goes the search?
A Matari Combat Manual. Many would ask how the Open Hand Temple should respond to acts of violence against our persons. Well, it is a most sticky conundrum. We must rely on the gifts granted to us by our suffering God, that of curative miracles. As long as you can salve yourself, your fellow congregants, or even the wayward minds of your vicious assailants, that must be your approach. We are not to inflict suffering, only to alleviate it. Besides, there's always nearby a flaming fist to handle that sort of distasteful thing. Hopefully. Colfax's Compendium of Consecrated Creatures. An author after my own heart. An Ilmatari bookmark in this uncharmingly alliterative tome brings attention to one particular page. The Hollyphant, a most mild-mannered mastodon. 'Tis rare to find, dear reader, a creature of such benevolent countenance as the noble Hollyphant. The only wrinkle with the fine beast I have found is upon its leathery hide. On the topic of the wrinkled skins, other angelic forms in Mount Celestia are gigantic, so mayhaps this skin will tighten when the Hollyphant engorges in celestial size. Ah, 'tis but an errant wandering. Was conversing with one of their breed, Lulu. I learned that the Hollyphant averts its wants for mortal vice at all cost, and has an indefatigably buoyant and cheery view of the mortal planes. I could not bring myself to quash these imaginings of our realm, and only hope we one day rise to this creature's conception of our kind. Credo of the Rack-stricken Lord. We have a lot to read. Lord on the rack, weep for us, for we are weak, and you endure. Let your heavy tears fall, and let us wince on the salt as we sup. Shoulder our pain, we beg you, as we salve others gathered near. Cry agony, and we shall gift your words to souls that need them most. Serevok Anchev, A Study in Suffering. A transcription of a sermon given in Baldur's Gate in 1368 DR. Ball can teach us about suffering. Please, hold your gasps, patient flock. I assure you there's a point to this unorthodox subject matter. I'm sure you've heard the gathering rumors about the recently deposed Grand Duke-elect Serevok Anchev. They are true. He engineered the sickness within our nation's iron. He slaughtered Duke Elton, and yes, he nearly set Baldur's Gate and Alm into a full-throated war against each other. All this for one whose name you should know with fear, but nary speak. Ball. A murder most complete. This is why our work is important, you noble tormented. Suffering must be balanced, alleviated. We must bear its lashings on our shoulders when we can. For if we do not, our Lord on the Rack's enemies will press upon it, and allow its weight to tip and crush the world as we know it into bloody pulp. These are the stakes, my suffering lambs. This is the rod our backs must bear. Baldur's Mouth, 1492 DR, issue 80. Calls the band refugee help in Rivington. Refugee allegedly slaughters benevolent Father Lorgan, investigator Valeria to investigate. Armies of absolute massing around Moonrise Towers. Feywild Circus appears in middle of Rivington. Shunning, Upper City closed off, not a good look. The Fist recruits, only you can protect Baldur's Gate. Teresa's Caress deal, Luskin lap dance 2 for 1 with ostrich plumes. On the matter of soups and starvation. I implore you, Rector Yanis, Father Lorgan, restore your temple's most wonderful soup kitchen to our encampment. My precious baby loved the aptly named meat slop you last served, even if other ungrateful souls here turned up their noses. I can only sacrifice my own meager rations in his name for so long. Yours faithfully, Fortuno Dibs. Behold Protection's future, the Steel Watch.
By allowing his faithful to suffer the most.
The age of the Steel Watch approaches. The immutable logic and impeccable judgment of complex machinery will pass law without fault, and without hesitation. Why must we risk the lives of those brave enough to accept the mantle of city guard in the fray with common thugs? Moreover, why must we risk the liberty of citizens at the mercy of the vice and caprice of others who take this mantle for ill? Worry no longer, as the Steel Watch automatons take to the streets. The Triad for Children. This light read for younger worshippers opens on the following adage. On the first day, Tyr saw the world's injustice, though his eyes were blind. On the second day, Horum was slain and returned to serve the truth. On the third day, Ilmater wept for all that came before, and all that was to come.
Not for communal use, it seems. Best show some respect. Or some more cunning.
I just want to read, man. Sorry, Novice Bramble. Novice
The crying
Bramble.
one weeps today. Our father Lorgan is dead. Murdered.
What happened?
I don't want to talk. My heart is in mourning.
The Suffering Masses. To salve a scar or stitch a broken seam of skin is simple, but a curative for the soul, for the malaise of suffering that sits betwixt one's ears and in one's heart. That is a harder bomb to apply. We faithful tormented must practice listening most intently, and hope that the act of spilling sorrow from stuttering mouths is itself soothing. We must learn which words to speak in fetid silence, and when to speak them, but most of all, when to let tranquil reflection be. A new blasphemy, bloodletting, and sanguine arcana.
Nothing more against Father Lorcan. I've nothing against.
Penned on official house of the Broken God parchment by the revered mistress of the house, Lashbearer Katrine. Be on your guard, mind faithful, for speculation and heretical wondering has spread amongst the broken flock in recent times. If you're offered blood transference, report it to your temple's rector immediately. It shall not heal you, it shall not deliver you. To suffer truly in the name of our Lord on the rack, your own blood must endure.
Exactly this. Ilmater's edict is to welcome all into his embrace. Sound all suffering by allowing his faithful to suffer the most.
Kind of hoping this water would heal us. But so be it. Alright, I'm gonna call it here, and next time we'll continue speaking with the brothers and novices of the Temple of Ilmater. And continue just exploring the entire temple. So a lot to do. This place is massive. Not just the temple, but like this entire area. But for now, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.